What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing yet another beer from the Tox Brewing Company, and they're out of New London, Connecticut, and this is their the Citra variant. So they're calling this one an IPA dry hopped with Citra hops. It comes in at 7% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just over 2 weeks old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Steven, for hooking me up with this one. So big thanks to him. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he hooked me up with, and he hooked me up with another Tox beer. I've reviewed 2 on the channel from Steven. He gave me a beer mail back at the 2021 Beertuber Palooza in August, and I reviewed their Crude S'mores, which was a big imperial pastry stout. It was a bit older, so it didn't taste exactly like s'mores, but it was delicious. And then he gave me their Fugu, and by the time I reviewed that one, it was almost 3 months old, and it was delicious. So this is the third beer I'm having from Tox. They are so far 2 for 2, like I said, 7%. On the side here, it's very interesting. It says brewed and packaged by 12%, North Haven, Connecticut, for Tox Brewing Company. So I think Tox does have like their own tap room and whatnot, but they contract brew at the 12% Beer Project, and I have seen Tox beers here in the West New York area. So pretty cool that they get distribution even though they're like a small brewery. 12% Beer Project doing some work. Anyway, let's get this into the glass, see what we got going on here. So yeah, pouring out like juice. So all Citra hops. I don't know if it's all Citra hops, but I know that they're using Citra all over the place, not just in the dry hop, but probably using other hops as well. But it's featuring Citra hops. So anyway, that pours out beautiful. Has that, old school, I should say, it's funny I said old school. I was gonna say like old school New England IPA kind of feel to it. It's, it's honey orange, it's murky, it's turbid, kind of looks like carbonated orange juice, has about a finger and a half of this off-white, really creamy looking head. It just looks like what you expect from a 7% New England style IPA. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's get nose. Wow. Wow, that is intense. What an aroma. So, I've mentioned this before on my channel. I typically like reviewing IPAs or double IPAs in the New England style around like 3 weeks old. I feel like that gives it gives the beer time to like settle down if it has any hop burn or like green astringency. And it's kind of like a lot of beers I'll drink 3 or 4 weeks old and they're dynamite. Sometimes when you drink them too fresh, they have that hop burn. Sometimes like that green, it's just too green. Other times you wait too long, the malt kind of takes over and the hops fade. But you can tell this is super fresh. Just over 2 weeks old, it is just bursting with aromas. There's really sweet citrus characters. I would say more of like a tangerine, and it's just straight on juice of a tangerine. It has a candied peach, almost to the like peach gummy ring side of things, but it's more just like an over-ripened peach, or like maybe a peach with sugar on it. There's a touch of like a very sweet, almost crushed pineapple. Kind of smells like a fruit cup of awesomeness. I haven't used that in a while, but like a fruit cup with syrup and all. It just has like, you'll have pineapple, peach, whatever fruit cup you buy. But with this one, it would be like if you had sliced up tangerines, pineapple, and peach with that like sugary syrup they have in it. That's what it smells like. It doesn't smell crazy sweet, but it smells like quite sweet, but just like so intense. A little bit of like an underlying like doughy, bready kind of malt kick to it. There's a touch of like a dank herbaceousness, almost like I can pick out like basil in this one. And then there is a touch of like hop burn. It definitely smells like on the palate it might have that little kick of hop burn on the back of the palate. But it smells fucking awesome. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Steven. This is fucking delicious. Wow. So this is a rotating hop series. I think they've done, what else did I see on their Instagram? Strata? I think I saw Strata, but this is really nice, like really nice, and it has a nice, like almost moderate bitterness on the back of the palate. Biting this one, 7%. It's like higher side of medium. It's like medium to higher side of medium. It's a little bit bigger than I anticipated for a 7% beer. The mouthfeel, it's pretty fantastic. It has carbonation, but it's really soft and smooth. It's not like upper echelon crazy like Treehouse or Hot Butcher or other half for me, even Fiden's, but it has a really nice mouthfeel to it. Very inviting. The flavors carry over to the taste, but maybe not as boisterous. There's a lot of that tangerine juice at the front of the palate. There's over-ripened pineapple, over-ripened peach. It has that sweeter kind of feeling to those fruits, but not as sweet as the nose would indicate. Which is pretty much those three fruits right at the front of the palate. As it passes through, I would say about 2/3 of the way through the palate, there's this pop of like basil. I would say it's straight on basil. It has like an herbaceous tone to it that's like very akin to that. I don't know what's doing that. Probably the hops to some degree. But yeah, basil. And that carries on to the back of the palate. This finishes semi-dry with a moderate bitterness. There is a little bit of hop burn here. There is a little bit of hop burn. As I keep on drinking on it, there's a little bit of like this slight astringent kind of green vegetable matter on the back of my palate. And it's very akin to other beers where I got a big blast of hop burn. It's mild in here. It's not overwhelming. It's not, too much. It's not something where like I'm going to drink half of this can and halfway through be like, oh, I'm done. I can't. Too much. I don't think so, because I've taken maybe 4 or 5 sips, and it's not really building. It's just noticeable. Let's go pour the rest in here. One more sip. Yeah, this is delicious. Here's the thing. I was thinking of a rating for this one after I took a couple sips, because like I said, it was delicious. This is fantastic. I'm going to roll that back a little bit just because of that hop burn presence. It's not distracting enough for me to say, oh, this is still a tasty, very tasty beer. But I feel if I gave this beer another week or two, this is going to be top. If I gave this beer another week or two, I think this beer is probably a 4.5 out of 5, maybe even like a 4.6. That's how much I'm enjoying this one. However, with that hop burn, I have to knock it down. So I'm going to give F, the Citra variant version, whatever you want to call it. I am going to give that a straight on. Actually, I'm going to go high 4.25 out of 5. We'll go 4.3 out of 5. I think I have to drop it down a quarter point. Reason for that is that hopper. It's just there. It's noticeable. And we'll see what happens by the end. I don't think it's going to be a detriment to my enjoyability, the enjoyability factor of this one. I just think that it's going to build up enough where it's going to stop it from being an amazing beer. But 4.3 out of 5 is a really high score. Man, I'm telling you, Tox is doing some really good stuff. If you see any of their shit in your neck of the woods, grab it. Price point, $17 a four-pack at the brewery. If this gets into distro, you're probably talking $5 a can, so maybe like $20 a four-pack, maybe like $5.29. I would pay that for this. I would pay that for the Fugu and their crude s'mores. Like those two beers are really tasty, and this is right there with them. So yeah, really good stuff. Availability, this is where I say I don't know, because I really don't. I know you can get stuff at, I think, like I said, the tap room / brewery. They definitely get in a distro. If you're here in the Western New York area, Buffalo, New York area, you definitely will be able to get some of their stuff. Check out Premier Gourmet. I think they had some stuff in their cooler last time I went there. So yeah, be on the lookout for Tox stuff, because they're 3 for 3 of the stuff I had, and I can't wait to try more of their beers. Just delicious stuff. So huge thanks to Steven for this one. Oh yeah, 7% alcohol. No. I mean, it drinks like a relatively lower ABV IPA. You can't really even tell. Like, there's no warming in the chest. There's no acidity on the palate. The only acidity on the palate is that hop burn. But yeah, it drinks really easily. Like, probably like a 6% beer, honestly. So bump it up 1% higher. You can't even tell. But once again, thanks again, Steven. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.